Paint night is live, and it's still.
It's still not the right orientation.
This is what I'm getting.
What does it say? I can't read
It
that
says
from here.
this video is private. It gave me the alert, but it's not letting me open it.
It's showing it on my end.
I don't know what's going on because I'm subscribed and everything. I'm hoping other people aren't having this issue. Let me try again. Oh, there we go. It looks like it's starting to show. It was just delayed on my end. Everyone, welcome to Paint Night. We're having a few technical difficulties that Atla is trying to fix. Hope you'll be patient with us. And it just. Hey, we've got 3 people here.
That's cool. It's probably the three of us.
Well, I see hi, hi, and hi.
Oh, cool.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Sorry, it's a bit of a situation.
Yeah, the cameras decided to start flipping out right on time for us
You
to start
can
the thing.
turn your volume down on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so weird. It is. That looks so bad, too. Holy crap.
They can hear all of it. Sorry, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead while he's working on this. And we're going to kind of catch up. Last week, we were just doing a test, or the week before that, we were just doing a little test run. And, but it ended up being, we weren't live yet. It was a couple weeks ago, right? It was like, it made us wait like 48 hours, so we recorded it.
Something like that. We've been getting a lot of strangeness happening when it comes to getting this whole live thing set up.
Okay,
I
so,
don't really know why.
yeah, so just to start, as I was doing last week. I'm a couple weeks ago. Last week we just did kind of a craft thing where Otto was making swords and I was testing some fabric paint on some fabric squares. But now we're back to doing the mini thing.
Hmm.
I know that a lot of you that have already taken the class, you don't know how to live.
Oh, how to live.
Oh, how to live.
Like,
We're still learning ourselves, so
yeah.
I totally misread that. Sorry.
I mean, that would be a fun way to interpret it.
Yes. And I'm glad that you love to paint. Hopefully we can help out on some of this stuff. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get the mini close up enough so where you can see what I'm doing, but
Well, I have the
this is-
camera a little bit closer this
Okay.
time, so it should be easier to showcase what you're working
so this
on.
is where I'm at. I'm going to hold it way up to the camera.
About like where the box is right
Right
here is
here?
kind of perfect.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily. You can hold it a little higher.
Okay, so I was showing a little bit of zenithal highlighting.
Well, now it's not doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, like hold it in front of you, and
Okay.
that seems to do it. Okay.
So as you can see here,
Apparently
I
not.
did some. Okay, I did some dry brushing.
Autofocus, my main nemesis. Okay, here we go.
I was trying. Basically, what I did is I painted the figure black, and then I dry brushed the areas that I want to be highlighted, and I'm going over it with some watered down paint, oils, stuff like that, so that the shading shines through.
You don't, I mean, color matching it isn't really like a huge. I don't put too much stock into color matching. I think that that's something that comes with time. At first, just kind of have fun and try a bunch of stuff out and experiment. So, like, don't be too hard on yourself when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So yeah, this is what I'm working on right now.
Just
Oh,
if you guys would be so kind to let us know if the orientation on your end is okay, because we're not entirely sure if it's like sideways or if you're actually able to see the full screen.
okay. So also something about color matching. You were saying that you were struggling with that. The really cool thing is that if a color doesn't match just right, when it comes to painting these little minis, if you're not caking the paint on, you can always touch it up a little bit, make it look a little bit more like shading, highlighting, or whatever, until you figure out what paint it is. It's actually very forgiving painting minis. It can be kind of fun once you get the hang of it. The most important thing is just getting getting comfortable with using the paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
And I'm sorry it's sideways. That's what I'm seeing on mine too.
Let's just roll with it and try to make sure this isn't a problem next time.
Yeah, the camera's freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I checked my phone to make sure it wasn't like orientation locked, and from what I've seen, it isn't. So it's definitely on good old YouTube side.
Right, so
Which is weird because it wasn't like that last
how
week.
many of you have come to our paint classes before? If you give me a thumbs up, just so I can see how many have actually that I've given the kind of rundown to, and who still needs to hear a little bit more about it.
Hey, how's it going?
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome. It's really exciting to know we've got some new people. Okay, so some of the things I always tell people with the paint class is just the I'm going blank all of a sudden. I'm like really nervous. Going
Don't.
like
We've done this so many times.
I know, it's just weird doing it on a camera.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so when you're just starting with miniature painting, some of the really important things that you need to remember is a little tiny bit of paint goes a long way.
Definitely.
If you when you're starting, it's best to use about just barely, I don't know if you can see very well,
And I was
but
looking for this
you
thing.
just need to barely put a little bit of paint on the tip, because that helps it so you're not overloading the brush. Also, when you're starting with minis, it's best to start with the big stuff, work your way down to the little stuff, because it's easier to fix mistakes on the big areas than it is to fix mistakes on the little areas. Okay. What's some of the other stuff? Yeah, we do know of some people that use acrylic paint that you just get at the craft store. If you end up using that, you're going to want to water it down about the consistency of half and half for milk, because you don't want the paint to go on too thick, because it ends up filling up all the little details and stuff that they have on minis, which makes it harder for you to see what you're painting. I guess I can just start by have you painted? I'm sorry you're pissed. Okay. So, have you ever painted minis before? Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So at least you know how to properly take care of your brushes and what consistency of paint to put on your brushes so you're not overloading it, correct? Okay. Okay, awesome. Well,
Cool thing is, when it comes to painting on a canvas, you have a good idea of how to pretty much create your own depth on a canvas. But on a three-dimensional object like a miniature, the depth is already there for you. So you basically are just like working around the miniature instead of with a canvas. Traditionally, you're creating contrast and colors and whatnot. Where this, you're just accentuating the contrast. So if that makes any sense, we can obviously demonstrate a lot of these ideas.
Okay,
But
so what's something that you'd like to know as for beginning painting? Maybe we could go over that a little bit, answer some questions. I forgot what colors I was going to use on her.
It's okay. We'll figure it out. We usually do.
Color theory.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good one. Well, color theory, in my opinion, is all like color matching, where it kind of comes with time and experimentation. You kind of get a good idea of what you like and what you don't like. For me, I'm a really big fan of like just accentuating contrast. So I don't really worry too much about color theory. I do get into it a little bit, but mostly when it comes to contrasting colors. I don't know if any of you have ever watched a Guillermo del Toro movie, but he's really into color contrasting. Like Crimson Peak is a really good example. If you look at that movie, he has like a lot of turquoise cyan colors and a lot of really pinky magenta colors, and together they just kind of clash with each other in this really beautiful kind of way. I really like working with colors like that. And if you just Google like a color wheel, then kind of follow along with that. That really helps a lot. If you're trying to go for a really spooky vibe, like spiritual or ghost kind of miniature or even a painting, contrasting colors really gets a big kind of, it kind of confuses your mind and it makes you feel a little uneasy. It's not really the whole uncanny valley thing, but it's something along that line. It activates a similar part of your brain. So if you're trying to get that kind of reaction, then that's a really good way of going about it. But the other really cool thing about color theory is you understand like earth tones and like blood tones. And when I say blood tones, I don't mean like gore. I mean blood tones as in like living tissue. Like if you want something to look alive versus look a dead. Like if you're painting a zombie or something like that, you're not going to be using a lot of reds. Whereas if you want something to look alive, even if they don't have very, if it's a character that's not from an area with like a lot of sun, you still use a little bit of red to give the illusion of like blood beneath the skin kind of thing. I think they call that the Terminator zone or something like
I
that
don't remember what they call it.
in color theory.
Everything I've actually learned, I've actually just taught myself by experimentation.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, that's actually something that we were talking about when the first night that we announced that we were going live. Is I was actually talking about how to add just a little bit of pink or red, just a tiny bit of highlighting in there or shading that makes it look like the character has blood flowing under their skin. So I don't know if you noticed when I held the character up close that you could see a little that I put a little bit of blush into the cheeks, a little bit of pink fade along the neck and stuff like that to give it that life-like image.
Yeah. The idea, and this is something that I do a lot, is that I pick like a darker reddish color, like a dark crimson or burgundy color, and I pretty much paint all the skin on the character that color as like a base coat, and then I add highlights beyond that. That way, well, I add highlights and then create a bit of shadows as well. And the reason why I do this is if you look at a photograph of a actual human being in a well lighted area like outside or something like that, you see that the shadows are usually kind of like dark grayish bluish almost, and then you see that the lighter colors are usually like you know pinkish or brownish or whatever, and then there's this area between the shadow and the highlighted skin, and that's the Terminator zone. I think that's what they call it. And that area is always a kind of reddish color. And the reason why that happens is because of the way light refracts off of, goes through your skin, penetrates the skin, and then refracts off of your blood or blood vessels. So it creates that kind of effect. And if you're trying to create a lifelike individual, it's always good to have a bit of those darker red colors as like, maybe not like how I do it as a base coat, but you want them to be there in some shape or form. So yeah, when it comes to living tissue, that's a really good thing to keep in mind. And you kind of do the opposite with a undead character where you're doing like more blue or black colors, grayish colors, to get a similar effect of like dead stuff underneath the skin,
I'm so glad
dead or
you
rotting stuff.
I'm
Huh.
so glad you find us to be helpful. You know, I've always done like face to face, so this is a whole new experience, and hopefully it'll be just as nice for the people online as the people that I used to teach through We Geek Together.
Yeah, that's the main reason why we started doing this actually, is because the area that we were teaching in just started getting a little too small, and it's a lot easier to teach more people this way.
Yeah, answer more questions. But I
Right.
did do a little bit more of that coloration in the skin. I'm going to have Atla watch as I bring this up to the thing on his phone to make sure
Just to
that
make
it's
sure
actually where I need it to be positioned. What I did is I took this color. It's called Thuvian Sun Orchid for the darker where I need a little bit more shadow and stuff. And then I used
Oh, that's a nice.
that one's nice and blurred.
Yeah.
Miami Rose
That
to
even
get the
has a
lighter
that has
get
a
the
cool
lighter
name.
pink colors. I'm going to scoot this out of the way so I don't dip myself in it.
Yeah, good idea.
But I don't know if you can see this better now that I'm bringing the face up
Try to
closer.
bring it a little bit back, a little bit further away. Yeah, there you go.
Right there. And you
Or
can
maybe
see
a little bit closer.
you can see like under the hair where I made a little bit more purplish reddish.
It was there for a second. Sorry.
And then and you can see along the cheekbones. I'm trying.
I know.
And you can see
I
along the
got small
cheekbones
arms.
where I put a little bit
There we go.
of blush
That's
there.
the one.
I don't know if you can see that. I also did the zenithal highlighting on the hair. And that's what I did is, like I said, I painted it black, dry brushed a little bit of white on there, and then I went over it with pink and purple to make it fade into that black at the base from a hot pink at the top. I'm going to lean back now because I need to sit down.
Okay.
I hate how blurry it goes. It's so hard to. We're going to need to get it set up where we have multiple cameras,
That would be nice.
I think,
I
and
mean,
then
we do
connect
have
them,
the
but I'm
other
not
one,
sure how to
but
do it yet.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe have a camera that's over the table to showcase some of the things. That'd be nice.
You've only been painting for about a year?
Hey, that's perfect.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, what types of paints do you like to work with? Do you like acrylic, watercolor, oil?
Most of what we do here with miniature painting is acrylic. I do use a lot of oil for particular reasons, though. Like this is a really good one for highlights. I use edge highlighting with this particular brand, Gamblin. I don't know if you can see that, but it's
kind of blurry.
yeah. I'll just read. It's a titanium zinc, which is a very, very, very bright white. And that is incredibly good for doing edge highlighting on miniatures if you really want the edges to pop. And this is the black called chromatic black, which is fantastic, and it is very, very dark. And what I use that for is kind of the opposite thing. If I want shadows on a character or on a miniature to look very, very, very dark, then I add a lot of medium or spirits to it to make it very, very wet, and that way I just dab a little bit of it into small little areas to create lining for me, basically. So this is what a regular miniature painting paintbrush looks like. It's you might think that this paintbrush isn't big enough or it isn't small enough to paint miniatures. Yeah, it's not
It's not
the
gonna
best.
de-blur.
Uh,
And well, if you hold it back like this, I'm sure they can see these
Yeah.
types of brushes.
yeah,
Okay.
probably better to do it this way anyway.
Okay.
But the idea is that you don't want the brush to be too thin. I was tricked into this idea when I was started painting miniatures, and that's that like the thinner the brush, the better. But the downside of that is that the faster the paint will dry on it. So you want to have something with a very fine tip, but still comes out almost like an arrow shape. And that's really nice because it makes sure that the paint doesn't dry on you too quickly. It still dries fairly quick because we mostly work with acrylic, and acrylic dries quickly. Hola, Julio.
Hey, Julio.
we
right.
But you still want to have a very fine tip, and that way you can do a lot of great detail. But the reason why I bring this up is because I also have this paintbrush, and well, no, that's not the one. That one is also good for what I'm talking about, but it's not the one I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Also something else about the brushes he's talking about. If you use a brush like this or like this with a really good tip, it gives you more control of where the paint's going, and that fine tip is still great for doing details.
Yeah.
One of the things that people do a lot of times is they'll try to paint everything with little tiny brushes. They automatically go for the little tiny
Like this
brushes
one.
for the little teeny tiny details, but you really only need these for little things like eyes
Yeah.
or lips, or like if you're putting like a little sliver of a highlight in the hair as an example. But these are the brushes you're really going to want to go for, except for where you're doing the little, or like if you're doing like filigree or whatever on it.
That's you have to build up confidence for that, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun and satisfying when you're able to do that. But this is a good example of a brush that is incredibly thin, and this is what I would use, like what Barbadell was saying, for doing very fine detail. Like you just have a bead of paint that you're going to use for eyes or tiny
Not even
details,
a bead,
or like freckles.
like a
If
little,
you want to make
just
freckles on your
you're
character.
just gonna barely want to touch the paint.
Yeah.
Another trick.
And sorry, I
sorry,
just
go
wanted
ahead.
to get across I went on this tangent because of the whole like oil paint thing. But for oil paint, this is something, yet again, you don't have to think about this at the beginning. This is something that I do because I think it's a lot of fun. And I really like those contrasts, like what I was saying before.
I like acrylic better.
I mean, they're both really great. Like, you don't have to like one
Just
more than the other.
Oil takes really long to dry. It could smear more easily.
It does take a long
So when
time
you're
to
starting,
dry.
it's best to use acrylic.
100%, yes. But when you do build up that confidence, the great thing, the reason why I use this brush for what I was talking about before when it comes to creating those shadows is that you don't pick up a lot of the oil paint, especially when you really water it down. So when you do add a small amount to crevices on your character, where you really want the dark parts of that to really show, this is very helpful. It's almost like working with a needle. You have pinpoint precision.
Yes.
And you're not adding too much.
Sorry.
Which is also good.
Yes, we know that it's going sideways. We tried to fix the camera. The camera is freaking out for us today. I'm sorry, Julio.
Well, yeah, I don't really know if it's the camera or if it's YouTube. That's the thing, because last time we did this, it was fine.
We didn't have any issues.
It didn't have any issues whatsoever. So I'm gonna check later after the live stream to see what's changed or what we did wrong to try to fix it, so next time it doesn't do this again.
Something that I was going to say when he was talking about eyes and stuff like that, something that is really nice to do until you're ready to do eyes is what I do is when I'm painting the face, after I've put the base coat on of black or gray or whatever, I actually just paint around the eyes of where I want the paint to be and leave the dark spots of where the eyes are so I don't have to worry about painting those eyes in later on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad way of going about it. But what I was talking about before, this is a really good place for a lot of individuals to start when it comes to painting miniatures, is getting used to doing different types of highlighting when you're starting out. So Barbadell is showcasing some really great techniques when it comes to working with different types of colors, especially with hair and skin and whatnot. But to begin, you can either start with a character that's been primed, and I would highly suggest to always paint a character that's been primed, because the paint doesn't always necessarily stick. At least it doesn't stick the way you want it to if it's not primed first. So this one is primed black. Hopefully you can see that fairly well, or at least get a good idea.
That actually is, oh, until you scoot it up. Scoot back a little bit. A little further. A little bit towards you, and then back a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, you can at least see that it's black now and it doesn't look like a completely fuzzy blob.
Yeah, it is still kind of a fuzzy
Yeah.
blob. I'm gonna put it like right up against the camera so it has no excuse to like not focus on it. Come on, do the thing. Whatever. That's obnoxious. Okay, so you could try to put your hand behind the thing. You're a genius.
You're brilliant. Thank you. Like I said, we're still getting the hang of this. We're so used to doing these things in person. We're just trying to learn as we go, just like you.
Mind if I call you Endogawa? It's kind of working.
Yay! It's just our living room's too dark, maybe.
It's possible. It's very possible. We need to bring that light up in here.
Yeah.
Let me try that. Because I had it a second. It really wants to. There we go. Freaking finally. So yeah, that's the character. And my...
Okay, now show and tell for the zenithal highlighting. Hopefully this will work. You'll be able to see it. So I've got the top part of the character's armor painted, and I did it with a really watered down blue. As you can see, I watered this down quite a bit. And you'll be able to see, and I'm going to just point back here, that it's darker on this side, and then it's more blue on this side. And this side is where I put the lighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can put it up there if you prefer. That way you're not stretching.
Yes, because I'm so short.
And then my thing is attached to the table again. Okay, fantastic.
But yeah, oh, you had it just right too before you started messing with your pen. It was clear earlier, now it's fuzzy. Try scooting the, no, further back.
There we go.
There you go, and rotate it right there so they can see, oops, it's blurry again. So they can see where it's darker on one side and lighter on the other.
Okay.
Right there, rotate. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a lot more light on the one side than the other. And it did all the shading for me. You guys seeing that all right? Thank you. That actually looks really good.
I'm gonna move this because
Okay,
it just attaches to the table whenever I.
And a lot of people, is that my phone vibrating or yours?
No, it's not my phone.
My phone's on vibrate, just a sec.
I need to try to paint a 3D object now. You know, it's funny because I'll go ahead and show you something real quick. I need to go downstairs to get a better lighting object anyway. So I'll go ahead and try. I'll show you something that you might get a kick out of.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I just saw a cute little wren again. It's just melting my heart. Come on, expand again. Sorry, I'm trying to actually see what you guys are saying, but now my phone's not letting me expand the image. There we go. All right, there we go. Yes, yes, you should. The really cool thing about painting 3D objects is it does a lot of gives you an idea of, you don't have to worry so much about the shading as you would like highlighting and stuff, because it does a lot of that stuff for you. And then you're like, well, I could just add a little bit of shading in a crease here. I could add a little bit more lighting on this bigger part there. I have been doing this for, let's see, since about, I've got to really think about it. I've been doing it for about 5 years now, actually. And I'm just all self-taught. I actually just like you, I started with canvases and stuff like that. And one of my best friends was like, you know, I really want to see what you can do with miniatures. He said, if you'll try with miniatures, then I'll get all the supplies for you. And he says, and I'm not just doing it for you, it's because I don't want to paint them and I want you to do it for me. And that's how I got started. And I'm still working on the commission for him. I'm indebted to him for eternity now. He's got this whole big game set that has,
Are you talking about
the Rising Sun? Yeah, it has monsters, figures, everything, and there's like 4 or 5 of every single character.
It's pretty rad.
It's probably going to be around, when we're done, it's probably going to be around 300 characters that I've painted for
Yeah, something like that.
him.
Man, I just remembered I have stuff I need to paint for Dan. The
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop figures. I was gonna do cell shading.
Yeah. So I have done a couple of commissions for a few other people, but mostly I've just taught the painting classes. And I actually started doing that as a volunteer, just because I wanted to share my love of it with other people without me having to pay for an arm and a leg for classes or anything like that.
Yeah. The love of it.
I've done masks too.
Let there be light. Is that better?
I'm not sure yet. You know what's really funny about you saying you're doing stuff like that for Christmas? My kids were my test dummies. I actually painted each of them minis to fit their personalities for Christmas as my first project.
So
Sounds like we have a lot in common.
this is what I was talking about. This is something that I painted a long time ago. That was
It just keeps focusing on our face.
yeah, is kind of like a little statuette that I found that's made out of porcelain. I think it's made out of porcelain. It's a porcelain-like material, and the idea was that I was heavily inspired by that Macintosh something, I forgot the rest of it, song. It's like this vaporwave song, and I guess vaporwave in general like inspired me to paint like a bunch of these. There's like 20 of these that I got, and I just painted them to with like iridescent paint, and that's pretty much all that I did. Was I just painted them. I primed them black and then did zenithal highlighting, and then coat of iridescent paint on top of that, and it was a lot of fun.
You can actually see really well with this one because it's lighter here. And since it's bigger, you can actually see what's going on. And if you look at this side, there it's darker,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. And like along the hairline and stuff, it's darker. And those are the places that he left alone.
It kind of does remind me of Hermes a little bit. I think this one's David. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that one's David, but it does kind of give you Hermes vibes.
Also, a lot of people that paint, that do many things online, they'll say, you know, there's this whole trend that I've heard: stay away from metallics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
With your minis, there is nothing wrong with using metallic paints on your minis.
it's fun.
I've actually mixed it with other paints to give more of a magical sheen or make things look like they're glittery on my characters.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to have some of those as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's one of my favorite miniature painters out there, Marco Frizzoli. He has a YouTube channel and everything too, and he's incredible. He is a big proponent of, maybe not a big, but he does like using metallic paints, but uses them in a particular way, like for particular effects, kind of like us. There are some people that rely on it a lot, and I think that if you're doing like wargaming or something where you're painting a lot of miniatures and you want to just speed paint them, then it's totally fine to use them.
It's also good to just do it when you're just starting out, because one of the things I taught a lot of my beginner students was that sorry, there's a little clog here, was how to use the oils, inks, Nollan oil, stuff like that, to actually put it over certain what color worked best. That's not good. What color worked best with what colors of oils or paint or inks that made it look like it was like a real tarnished gold.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. I think it's really fun to just the biggest thing is just getting, the most important thing is just getting comfortable with playing with colors.
Yeah.
And what I normally recommend for people when they're just starting is just play with colors. Put a base coat on your character if it's not pre-primed or whatever. And then what you're going to want to do is just decide what colors you want to paint it with as you go. Paint out each thing the exact color you want it to be. And then from there, as you feel a little bit more comfortable using the colors and stuff, then you can lean more into like go back later on. Once you've had more practice, add a little bit more highlighting, edge highlighting, shading, stuff like that. But the most important thing is, like I said, just have fun playing with the colors.
Yeah.
People think one of the things that I can recommend, like if you're using a lot of red, I know a lot of people use a lot of red. When you tell them to highlight it with orange, they're like, what? Because they're looking for a light red. Or if you tell them to highlight it with a little bit of like yellow, like sunflower yellow, it actually really makes it pop, can add a glow if you add it just right.
Yeah.
Same thing with, I like to, when I'm doing like natural fades, when I'm fading, let's say I'm painting a leaf, I'll start with blue, I'll fade it into a green, and then add some yellow edge highlighting. And it just makes it look like the sun's reflecting off of the leaves, which is kind of cool as well.
Yeah. And we don't have to get into all these different techniques right now. But like starting out, if you wanted to get a miniature and you wanted to go at it sometime this week, we can definitely lay down some foundations for you. And the best place to start, like what we were talking about before, is priming. So what we have here, I have two characters that are kind of connected. This character is like our ranger, and I already showed you this character. But the reason why I'm bringing her up again is because she has like a little owl that she's she has perched on her arm there. And there we go. This is the owl when it's like the owl familiar when he's taken more of like a animist form. He has like a sword and everything. Yeah. Oh, but you get the idea. The first thing to start out with, like I was saying before, that's why I'm painting both of these characters, because they're connected. Is that you want to start out with some kind of prime coat, and the three best prime coats are, I mean, it really depends on what you're doing. There's many different things you can prime, but just to keep things simple, is either black if you want to go from more pronounced dark colors, white if you want the colors to really pop on the character, or gray if you want it to be fairly neutral. And I'd say gray is a really good place to go if you're not necessarily sure. Uh, the reason why we usually do black as a prime coat is because what we do is something called zenithal. Not all the time, but some, like a good portion of the time, we do zenithal highlighting. And how this works, usually you can use a airbrush for this, or what we traditionally use is a dry brush. And you might think, oh, this is just a makeup brush, and that's because it is a makeup brush. Because from what we've found over the years is that makeup brushes are the best. Okay, Cheryl, do your thing, bro. Anyways, that was Cheryl. That was
It's my little
Barbado's
brother.
Anyways, the reason why we like using Makeup
Zenithal
brushes.
highlighting makeup brushes. Yeah, that's where we were at.
The reason why we like using makeup brushes is because they have a lot of tiny little bristles. And if you try to do the same technique with a regular paintbrush, you're going to get, you're trying to create a gradient with this technique. And if you're using a regular paintbrush, then you will get a little bit more detail than gradient. And that might not be a bad thing if that's what you're going for, but for simplicity's sake, it's best to use a brush like this.
And also, they're
And
stiff.
they are
So
fairly
it
stiff,
gives you
so that's good.
that effect that you need with dry
Right.
brushes.
And
Okay,
then
Cheryl. They always decide to come out once we start recording.
hey, at least it's not ordering pizza. So
Yeah,
there's
the person knocking on the door for half an hour our first night was
that.
fun.
That was wonderful.
Okay, Cheryl, go eat. Cheryl, go
Do your
eat.
thing, bro. Hey, at least he's eating.
He's
so
having
that's
fun.
cool.
He's excited. He's having a sleepover for the weekend while my other brother helps get some stuff moved out of my mom's old place since she lives with us now.
Right.
And so it's kind of throws things off a little bit, but it's
That's
okay.
all right.
It's
He's
fun.
a cool guy. Anyways, so what we normally do is, so we have black, right? That's going to be our shadows. And then we have white paint. You can use white primer. We have white primer over here. But I'm just using regular white acrylic paint just to showcase that you can do this with regular white acrylic paint. And I just loaded it up. And now what I'm going to do is wipe most of it off. It might seem counterintuitive, but this is the art of subtlety, and we go a little bit at a time. And basically what we do, if I can hold this correctly, is we pick a direction in which we want the sunlight or the light to be showing in, and then we brush specifically in that direction. We don't go like up and down or side to side, whatever. It's just swipe, 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 swipe. And you just keep doing that until you get the effect that you're looking for. Oh, that's beautiful. I forgot how much fun this is. I haven't done zenithal highlighting in a long time.
Well, thank you. What sounds like an AI though? Is it my little brother? Yeah, he's got a tongue. His tongue is too short for him to talk very well, and so he talks really fast. He's got a rare disease called Smith-Lemli-Opitz syndrome.
I've never heard anyone think your brother sounded like an AI before. That's funny.
Well, I'm also glad that you're enjoying the class. I mean, I'd love to share whatever knowledge I can with you. So, do you have some minis that you've got that you're getting ready to paint? Something else I want to mention is when you're doing the colors for zenithal highlighting, if it's a good practice is to just take a little bit of the paint and see how it's going to go on your skin first, 'cause it gives you an idea of how thick it's going to go on the character.
Well, you can do that for anything.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be just for zenithal.
but it actually helps out a lot. Or when you'd want to dab it out and thin the paint a little bit. See, if I wanted the color to be a little bit darker, then I would take a little bit more of the paint that's not as watered down and test it out to get it darker but still transparent. Once you have the color you want, as you see here,
Well, we're glad that you're here.
you can see my skin through it, so you know it's going to go transparent on the figure. And you know how dark it's going to go on the figure.
This is definitely a community for people that love art.
Yeah.
And we're quite proud of it.
I used to, when I was a teenager, I used to actually spend a lot of my free time hanging out at the museum, and sometimes I'd find it be kind of fun to actually go around and, before I read the signature or the autograph on the art piece, I'd look for those little fingerprints of certain artists, and that way, and it was kind of fun because I could, at that point, before I even saw the name, know this was done by that artist. And it's the same thing with minis and stuff like that. Canvas, when you're just painting stuff on canvases, we don't always realize it, but we always leave a fingerprint. And if someone knows what you do well enough, they'll be able to pick which stuff is yours, which is kind of fun.
It is fun. It's fun to think about too.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So, something else I can recommend when you do get some, it may not hurt if I mean, one of the cool things about minis, when I started to do this, I was like, I don't know, and it took me like a few weeks to just get the courage to start painting on this mini that my friend wanted me to practice on for them. And I was talking to his brother, and his brother's like, well, the nice thing about minis is if you don't like it, you can always paint it over again, as long as you don't put the paint on too thick. But if you're not, don't feel like you're quite sure or quite ready to paint something tiny like this, you could always start with something like a dragon.
Yeah,
or
the bigger
like
figures
or
and
like
whatnot.
some sort, or like one of those bigger, like a deer or a owl bear, or
Yeah, owlbear is a lot of fun.
and it gives you a chance to kind of get an idea of what you would be doing on a little figure that you could see better on a bigger figure. You know what I mean?
So this is what the zenithal highlighting looks like after you put down that white acrylic paint. So you can see that a lot of those details just kind of pop for you. You're working with the three-dimensional space instead of trying to control the three-dimensional space. You're allowing it to kind of work for you. No, it's out of focus again.
While he shows that off, I'm actually working on some edge highlighting with some metallic silver that I'll be showing you here pretty soon. If we can actually get it to focus enough.
We need like a big board or something.
Did you get it to work? Or
I mean,
you
for
still
a
trying
little
to get
bit.
it? As you can see, we're Still getting the hang of stuff, but once we do, this will go a lot more smooth.
There we go, kind of, sort of.
He's just so curious.
So curious. It's so cute. But yeah, that's a decent view of the highlighting in action.
Okay, and now I'm going to show you. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I have done the edge highlighting over this blue and purple zenithal. I'm actually going over it and adding a little bit more brightness here and there to give it depth. So you guys can kind of see how you can actually put zenithal highlighting and other techniques together to add a bit more detail, which is really fun, as you'll be able to see here pretty soon. Okay, so what I did is I'm going to point back here, and then you can watch for it in case we can get the... So since this side would be more in the shadows, this part the light is hitting, so it's going to be more reflective with the silvery blue armor. So I'm going to go ahead and
Hey,
let's see if I
that's a
can...
good idea. No, the Provo Pirate, we know that it's 90 degrees off.
Oh my gosh.
We spent like a half hour trying to fix it. I'm pretty sure that it's a problem with YouTube because
I'm trying to put this behind it and I'm failing dramatically.
Anyways, but that is a good idea to use paper. I'll go ahead and see if we got any lying around.
I think I feel like I'm burying it more than... Yeah, that works. Okay, I'm a little closer now. I don't know if you can see the shine on this side here, and then the shadow on this side here. Are you going to shine the light on it a little bit more?
No, I'm just going to fix the light a little bit and then go grab a...
Yeah, that actually worked really well, putting the light behind it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to grab a actual piece of white paper.
Awesome. I'm glad you can see that better. Thank you. But yeah, those are just coming in. This is my Battle Maiden that I'm working on right now. I'm going with hot pink highlights fading into purple and black on the hair. Purple, then blue, then black. She's wearing, let's see what shade of blue that is. She's got Ezran blue armor, and the pant legs are Aslanti violet.
So here's one for you for whenever you want to showcase what you're working on.
Okay, we'll try this now.
And I shall have this one.
I'm moving way up without...
How's it working?
Oh, that's actually working really well.
Awesome.
Now you guys can actually see
The paper of great justice.
the silver on there as well.
Okay, so like I was trying to showcase.
Hey, Mud! Good to see you!
Yo! Awesome. Mud to the rescue.
Yeah, Mud used to actually come to our paint classes on a regular basis. So it's nice to have you here.
Yeah. There we go. This is the statue of David with the iridescent paint. Kind of gives you a good idea of how like Zenithal shows with like some color. Iridescent paint isn't necessarily the best showcase of like how Zenithal looks with like vibrant colors, but it is kind of fun to see it. But anyways, this is what I was showcasing before with Zenithal and
Mud, you're into technology. Maybe you could help us fix this issue.
maybe. Yeah, this is the...
I swear we did not have this issue last week or the week before. It's just decided to do this now.
So you can see how like before it was just a black figure. And now you have a lot of those highlights pretty much like coming out for you without really... Like the cape is a really good way to showcase it, actually.
The grandbaby's not here, but the daddy of the grandbaby is in your chat. If you wanted to ask how she's doing. She is so cute. I just visited her like a few hours ago. We like to play tag. She's now like up and running all over the place.
Yeah, that is actually a good way to kind of showcase
shows
it.
really well.
So this is the next figure I'm gonna do the Zenithal highlighting with, and you'll be able to get a good idea like before and after kind of thing. It's the owl familiar.
I know, right? She's actually, let's see, October, November. She's like 1 year, 2 months now. We celebrated her birthday with a great big pumpkin shaped cake. It was really fun. I'm so glad you're here, Julio. He's my son-in-law. Yeah, I'm her favorite. The brainwashing worked. No, I let her decide for herself when she once, but it didn't help
very
that
nice of you.
Yeah, it
you
didn't.
let her
It didn't hurt that
decide.
I talked to the baby constantly in the tummy, saying, "Who's your favorite? Grandma's your favorite."
And then when Grandpa holds her, she cries. Unless I play with cars with her. If she has like a car or
to
something.
play with cars with you.
And I'm just like driving cars around and stuff. Little cars. She thinks it's great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh. Well,
Hi,
sorry.
sweetheart.
Sorry for the aspect being all messed up. Hopefully next time the aspect won't be
Grandma
all
loves you.
wonky.
Grandma loves you.
She's like, why is grandma like 90 degrees like off? What's going on?
Aw, that's not fair. You just caught her at a good moment. You got competition.
What?
He says she never cries for me, so she likes me better.
I'm higher on the list than grandma. Apparently, yeah.
Everyone wants to be her favorite. Sorry, back to paint class. She's so easy
if
to
I have
distract
to.
me. One mention of her and my heart just goes and just melts. We actually we've taken her to Dreamwalk a couple times and she liked that too. Wait, back to paint class. Don't get me started talking about her. So I want the shield to be a bit more bright and vibrant. So I'm going to do a little bit more highlighting here. And what I'm doing is I got the brush wet, drying it off most of the way. Aww, I'm so glad. Love her so much. So much. Okay, and what I do before I start doing the highlighting, I also test that on my hand to make sure I'm not going to be putting the paint on too thin or too thick. So you can see here, there's hardly any white that you can see. So I need to add a little bit more paint to make it a little bit brighter. You can see that a little bit better now, I hope. And that's what I'm going to use to brighten up that shield right here. And I'm just going to do it in a downward motion because that's where the light's going to be hitting from top to bottom. As you'll probably be able to see here pretty soon.
That is stupendous.
Okay. This is a really good, vibrant example of the highlighting. Get my paper. I hope that's working. I'm going to block out his face a little bit more. There we go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Doug, behind the paper.
Okay.
Because you moved and then it focused on you again. So you can see the difference between the top and the bottom of the shield. And I'm actually going to go over that with a bright yellow to actually add to the reflectiveness of the shield. This is a yellow that I really like to use. It's cholesterol yellow.
Cholesterol yellow.
It's a really pretty color. You can probably at least see the color there. I like to put a dot on the lid so that I know that the color is going to come out the way that I want to.
Yeah. This is Mr. Owl familiar with the zenithal highlighting. I'll put him on this little thing here.
What do I do with my needle? There it is.
Here we go. Uh-oh. And now he's gone. He doesn't have a base yet. And that's the back.
Okay. I've tested the yellow and I think I've got it where I want it.
Okay.
I hear someone singing. I wonder who's singing.
Mud says, so I have a mini that was broken and I fixed with super glue and metal. Do you have any suggestions on blending the paint between 3 different mediums?
Oh, that's tricky.
That is kind of tricky.
I would say you may not want to hear this, Mud, but I would say put a primer on it first in that area. Do you remember what colors it was that you used exactly?
Primer should help a lot.
Because if you remember what colors you used, you could just use some primer, put it on top like something like this. Just some brush on primer. And then you could use those original colors and paint right back over it. I know it's probably not what you want to hear, that you may have to paint it all over again, but that's actually a really good question.
Your cat's addicted to the sniff.
I know
It's got to
she
sniff,
is.
sniff, sniff, sniff everything.
I
Sniff all of my
know.
equipment. Sniff, sniff.
Sniff, sniff, sniff.
Gopher of love, baby. It's the gopher of love.
All right, so now I'm going to show you guys the painting that I did with the yellow.
Mud just says it was paint. right on.
You could always try new colors and make it different this time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, hold this up, show you guys this shield. My phone is so delayed. I hope I'm doing what I need to do.
Tilt, like use the, yeah, that might help.
I don't know if you guys can see that better.
Do you want me to, your sleeve is in your paint?
Of course it is.
Do you want me to do it?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Me
so you
and
want
my
to
little,
showcase the shield
my
specifically.
little T-Rex arms.
T-Rex arms.
Got a big head and little arms.
Oh, man. Yeah, that shield looks really good.
Kind of adds a glow effect to the shield.
Yeah, I like that. That's really rad. Now my elbow is stuck to my doodly bop. So we only have a little bit more time before our stream ends, and I told myself I wanted to showcase this thing. Not really showcase it, but I'm like super excited about it, so I wanted to share this with you guys because it's something really important to me. It might seem silly though.
He has a new addiction.
I don't know about new. But basically, I've got into cubing, or at least like playing with Rubik's cubes, fairly in the last year or so, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. And I've been like on the market for a new cube, and I didn't want to just buy any old like expensive cube or something like that. I wanted it to be interesting and special. So I was looking at a bunch of different options, and the one that really appealed to me was the GAN Cube version 100. And I was like, because it was the best of all worlds, basically. It was a decent price for what it was. It had all the bells and whistles I wanted out of a good cube. And it was made by a very, very big cube manufacturer out of China called GAN. And I've really enjoyed their cubes in the past, so I felt very confident about getting it. And then I also found out around the same time that I found out about that cube that Pokemon, IP that I'm very, me and them go way back. Something I've really enjoyed for a very long time.
Such a cute nerd.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Anyways, something that got me really excited when I was really young, and it's always been a part of my life. They did a collaboration with GAN, and I was like, "Wow, that's awesome! I should get one of those, or at least check out what they have." And I wanted to make sure. I wanted to see. I saw a couple of their cubes, and I was like, "Okay, they have like this cube that's this particular model." And they have this cube that's based off of this Pokemon that's this model. And I was like, I wonder if they have Gengar, because Gengar's always been my favorite Pokemon, or at least besides from like Dragonair. Like, okay, anyways, yeah, Gengar's always been one of my favorites. And so I was like, I wonder what cube they have for Gengar, if they even have a cube that's like Gengar themed. And I found that they made the GAN version 100 with as Gengar flavored, and I was like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life," and I'm super stoked about it. So I just had to have it, and I got it in the mail a little bit ago. All the way from China, because you cannot get these as you can see, like the writing on this thing, you cannot get these in the USA. You have to order these from China or be in China to get them. I don't know if you can see that. It's just yeah, there we go. It's all just Chinese characters, basically. Or not basically, yeah, Chinese characters. So I just wanted to open this on the camera so I would be sharing it with everyone. Sorry that story was long-winded.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and show them the final effect of the shield.
Do the thing.
Okay. All right. So This is the shield. What I did is after I did all the zenithal highlighting with the yellow, I did a bit of blending with the blue that I was originally using and then brushed upwards with the really dark purple to give it a really nice rock magical sort of glowy fade. And I'm going to go ahead and show that to you guys now, just so you can, this is a really good example of what I've been trying to teach the past couple times. I really hope I can do this. I feel like, okay, right there. I can get the paper to stop moving.
Did he fish out?
Now it went fuzzy.
May I come in?
It's because I'm coming
Yeah.
up from behind it.
Do you want me to get it?
Yeah, please,
Okay.
again.
It's the bottom of the shield.
I want to show the effect from here to here.
Oh yeah. So you're like showcasing the.
It's what I was talking about, how you can use the most unlikely colors and make something really beautiful out of it. People don't think purple, blue, and yellow. You know, they think, rotate a little bit more. They think, oh, this is going to look muddy or whatever, but that's the effect that I was going for. All right, and I'll let him finish the unboxing.
This isn't that kind of channel, I promise. It's just I was super stoked about this and I wanted to share it with everyone. Okay. You'll be the first to see the glory.
And by the way, I wanted to give a special shout out to the Rampo Edogawa. Thank you so much for giving our channel a chance and for joining us tonight. We look forward to having you here along with everybody else that's
Freaking
from our
Pokeball.
original classes. I don't know. Thank you. It means a lot that you gave us a
That is
chance.
so cool. Oh man. That is so cool. It comes
in a Pokeball? Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude, that is so sick. And like the lining is all like soft and nice. It's like they put a lot of work into the box of this. I don't think this comes with anything. Maybe like
I
instructions
think it's
or
probably
something.
just a mount or whatever for the display.
Ah, it smells brand new. It smells great.
It would be funny if it was full of Pokemon cards.
It comes with, I think that's an adjuster. And this is a bag for it. Oh, it comes with like decals. Little Gengar decals.
Put them in front of this. It's black.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, there's a picture on that side.
Okay. Let me go ahead and get a piece of paper. That seems to be the thing that helps the most. Yeah. Little Gengar stickers. And then, like, it has the bag. It's like this velvety protective bag.
Now show us the cube.
And this is like like keys to adjust the cube. But anyways, yeah, that's enough dilly-dallying.
I'm not patient.
Me neither. Gengar, I choose. Oh, it's so cool. Like you just press the button. There's like
Do it.
dude.
Gengar, I choose.
you. Ah, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. Oh. Dude, that is so rad. Oh man, I'm geeking out. Oh.
I thought it would be metallic.
Well, it's UV coated.
Oh.
So the next best thing.
Oh, I
this
see.
thing feels incredible. Just feel it.
Want me to mess it up for you?
Yes, do it. Oh, I just like hear that. Oh, ooh.
Okay, you can see I've clearly got it all messed
Chimbity.
up. Go.
Okay. All right. It feels so
He
nice.
says it's cute. One says yes, Grandpa Ash.
Grandpa Ash, that's right. Oh man, this feels. There's that alarm. So we have to get going pretty soon, but
Work, all
yeah.
that fun stuff tomorrow.
Go ahead
But
and
thank you everyone for joining us. You're welcome to sit around and watch to see how long it's going to take him to fix this, or you're
I'm just
welcome
like
to go.
I'm just geeking out about how good it feels. Like this feels incredible.
I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session. We'll try to stay a little bit more focused next week, and hopefully we
Yeah.
can have the camera fixed so that you guys aren't viewing us sideways.
Oh, this thing feels like it should be illegal to have this.
How long is it going to take you? Should we time you?
No, I'm enjoying just feeling it right
Okay,
now.
let's let them go then if you're just playing with it.
Well, okay, I'll go ahead and try to solve it quicker then. Okay. I'm trying to remember, am I doing this correctly? Yeah.
Julio says they love unboxings. And he says that's such a sick Gengar box.
It is, isn't it?
We've got a poll
Yeah.
to where we've been trying to decide between Sundays or Tuesdays, because I usually do a 10-hour shift on Thursdays. So Wednesdays don't work very well for me. But we are planning, if everything comes together, then we may actually do a paint night over at, I just went blank. Finish my words.
I don't know.
We were planning on going over to Steve Mann's and doing a paint night there, possibly on Tuesday.
Oh, I messed up.
But yeah, I'm not sure if that's set in stone. If not, then we'll probably try to do this again next Sunday. Right?
Yeah, we're planning on doing this over at Steve Man, or like on we need to find out. Go ahead and vote on the poll. If you don't like the idea of doing Tuesdays or Wednesdays, just comment on the poll.
I said Tuesdays or Sundays.
I have on the poll Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So like if you prefer Sundays, just comment. And even if more people comment that they want it on a Sunday or some other day, then we'll just do that instead of whatever is on the poll.
All right.
And this thing is awesome.
Let's let him go.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
you sure you don't want to?
Do you guys want to stay to watch to see how long it takes him to do this?
Well, I mean, I've definitely went over any type of like sanctioned time, but it's just.
Or should we let them go?
Man, this thing is so cool.
We usually try to do it around between 5 and 5:30. Just keep an eye open. If we run late or whatever, it'll give you an alert when we start. But that's the time to kind of plan for it. He says, no, let him finish. So I guess we're letting you finish. You are the star of the show now, my love.
I forgot what the algorithm was. Oh no.
You have paint on your neck.
Where?
Yeah, like two little white streaks
Right here?
hood.
Right here?
Yes.
Oh.
It's like right here, here, and here. It's like you just decide to, test the paintbrush to make sure it doesn't go on too thick on your neck.
Great. Wonderful. It's fantastic.
Well, they're watching you. You're the star of the show. No pressure.
Trying to remember what the algorithm was. Like, what am I?
Did I distract you?
Either that or I'm just like,
Too excited to focus?
yeah, that might be it. And this thing is buttery.
Mud's giving you lip.
Oh yeah.
He says, I could have finished it by now. Just
Probably.
saying.
Yeah, no, you probably could have. Like there's an algorithm that I'm forgetting.
By the way, Mud, you're one of the people that I'd like to interview in the near future. Are you down? About your metalwork? Awesome. Thank you. I'll let you know. We've got a couple people that we're going to be posting with here soon, but I'll let you know when we're going to be
Oh
taking
yeah, I
care of
totally
that. But
messed
what?
that up.
Oh, what kilt? Oh, that's a really good question. What are the options? Oh my gosh. How many kilts do you have? $14. Maybe we'll just have to do a wheel of color and decide. I think, I've seen you more in green or like gray or black. So green's always a win. I haven't seen you in all the colors. But we'll also want to showcase some of the artwork that you've done. It's not all about the kilts, my friend. Let me see. I think someone's texting me. I always turn the phone the wrong way. No, it's just a notification. You're almost
Yeah.
there.
No, like I said, I forgot. There's like a middle algorithm that I forgot.
Red works too. That sounds good. We'll have to decide if you want to do kind of a bring some of your stuff to our place, or if we want to do it in your why is my brain going blank?
No, I
In your
feel ya.
workspace or what? Yeah. The forge. Okay. Yes. That's the word I was looking for. My new job is frying my brain, I swear. At least on Thursdays. So you want to do an inside one?
Oh, I know this algorithm. That's easy.
You're just about there?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yay! But that
Applaud!
that was just luck that because like that middle algorithm, I just was playing around with it until I got to that point, and like that middle algorithm I just completely spaced on. But
Okay.
that thing is new smell.
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
awesome.
Anyways,
All right, Mud. We'll get with you when we're ready to do that interview, and we'll schedule from there and do more planning. But thank you everybody for coming. I'm gonna and we are done. Go
we're
ahead,
done.
turn it off.
Yes. Thank you guys for indulging my strange fascination.
And for being patient with our technical difficulties.
Yeah, we're gonna get that taken care of next week. Till then,
Hopefully.
bye.
Bye.